Hello, my name's Claire, and I've developed these oracle cards that I wanted to share with you all. They came to me really quickly. It was over lockdown. I channeled them, so I wrote them really quickly within the space of a few days. But I've been working on them since. I've been trying to refine them really, and see if there's going to be some interest in terms of getting them published and getting them out there, so they're not just in my head or on my computer, that they're actually going to be able to help others. So the idea behind them was to really help people to recover from things like trauma, being dissociated, if they'd experienced abuse, particularly narcissistic abuse, had a very vicious inner critic in their head. These are things that I've got personal experience of, and I have gone through my own healing journey, which is why I chose to focus on that as the intention and the theme. So yeah, and also I had noticed that there are many oracle cards that are out there, and they assume that you know how you feel, that you are connected to your body, that you can connect easily to spiritual dimensions. And my own experience has taught me that actually sometimes when you have experienced a lot of trauma and you're dissociated, that actually that's extremely difficult. So the idea of, connecting to your stellar gateway and to your, 12th chakra, and connecting to the Pleiades or whatever it is that the oracle cards are telling you to do, can be quite alien and very difficult to access. So this is really my starting point, was to help people connect with their body, to get back into their body, and to understand, how to develop their own intuition, how to connect more deeply. So yeah, I have, what I've done is I have 4 suits to these cards. This has been my little development. So the first suit they're based on the 4 elements, and the first suit is around air, and I've used a dragonfly to symbolize transformation. The second suit is based on the earth element, and I've used an acorn, and this is a symbol of, again, to grow. From the acorn becomes the mighty oak. So that was the symbolism behind that. The third suit is about intuition, and is based on water. And I've actually used a cat symbol for this one, because I feel cats are naturally very intuitive. They kind of have that inner knowing that other animals, don't seem to have. So I like their quiet confidence that cats seem to have. And the fourth one is based on the element of fire, and I've used a sunflower for the symbol of that. So yeah, and each of these have different themed cards within them. So what I'm going to do is pick one and talk it through and see where we get. So the first one is acknowledge your pain. And this is based on the air symbol. And again, it is around transformation. Acknowledging your pain is really important. A lot of people, they may come across as well-meaning in trying to help you if you're going through some difficulties or struggles, and they may say things like, oh, it's not that bad, or oh, when that happened to me, it was far worse, or they'll say something flippant, like, oh, you should be lucky that you're not in Afghanistan, for example, or in Somalia where they're starving and that sort of thing. Which, yes, there are many terrible things that happen in the world. There are many people who do not have the rights and privileges that we have in the UK, and that are experiencing, real hardship. However, sometimes by doing this, what we're actually doing is, it's a form of shaming you. It's a way of saying, your pain doesn't matter. And, you should be grateful. And what about these people? And actually, what that does is it's a way of suppressing your emotion. And it's a way of not being heard and not being acknowledged. And it can drive you deeper into shame-based emotions and into feeling that you're not you don't deserve to be heard, you don't deserve to be acknowledged or listened to. So this card, acknowledge your pain, is really about encouraging you to connect with your feelings, to say it's okay to feel really bad, and it's okay to express that. Nobody should be accused of being, in self-pity. In fact, I like to make a definition between being stuck in self-pity and acknowledging your pain, because self-pity is where you really are, you're wallowing in that pain. It goes deeper than acknowledging it. It's saying, I am a victim and that is my identity. So this isn't about that. This is actually about saying it's okay to feel angry, to feel upset, to feel grief, to feel pain. It's okay. But what we do is we try to move through that. We don't sit in that pain. And part of that process is firstly saying, yeah, this is how I feel. I acknowledge that. I am allowed to say how I feel. And then we slowly allow those feelings to move through our body, to not get stuck in our body. And we don't shame ourselves by saying, well, I shouldn't feel this way. We don't engage in that shameful language. So I tend to use these cards with people who come for healing. I feel they're quite important. Very often people who will come for a healing session, they need to hear messages that enable them to feel more grounded, to feel more connected. And I think this sort of thing is really important. And it's important that, you know, in a world where we're being told, oh, you should raise your vibration in order to manifest, you should, you know, it's almost like we're being taught to ignore how we feel. And I think that's really, you know, it's a really toxic behavior. We need to be connecting to how we feel, acknowledge how we feel, and allow those feelings to move through our body and to enable them to be released. What I have also done is I try to develop little meditations that connect with this. So, for example, a meditation to help acknowledge your pain and to enable it to move through the body would be very focused on bringing that pain forward, you acknowledging what it is that you're feeling, allow yourself to feel it, and then as you allow yourself to feel it, you imagine that pain being released. You can do this through the breath, or you can imagine it being released through magical roots that you can grow out of the soles of your feet into the earth. There are numerous ways in which you can imagine this being released, but by leaning into that pain and by moving through it, you enable it to then not get stuck in the body. And that's basically the message that I wanted to share with these with that card. So this is my first video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Please leave any comments. As I say, I am hoping to get these published, but it's a bit of a journey in itself to actually get them from this stage to out there. So I need comments, I need feedback, I need to be able to engage people and find out if this is actually going to work. So thank you very much for watching.